There's a teaching in Christianity that most people read as poetry. But for those who practice energy work, meditation, and the ancient art of self-mastery, it represents something far deeper and far more important. The armour of God isn't just a spiritual metaphor. It's a lesson in human energetics, a coded description of how to stabilize the nervous system, guard the creative force, and awaken the bio-electromagnetic field that surrounds the body. When read with anatomical eyes, this ancient passage becomes a guide for energetic protection, spiritual refinement, and the safe ascent of the creative force along the spinal column. Put on the whole armour of God, so that you may stand against the forces that pull you from your path. Gird your loins with truth. Put on the breastplate of righteousness. Bind your feet with the readiness of peace. Take up the shield of faith. Wear the helmet of salvation, and wield the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. Most people hear this and think of moral discipline or religious warfare. But the early Christian writers were doing what mystics have always done, encoding anatomical energetics inside symbolic language. Physiologically, each piece of the armour corresponds to a region of the body where energy can be lost, scattered, or enhanced and refined. This beautiful passage isn't only about preparing for a physical battle, it is about preparing the inner vessel, the nervous system, the mitochondria, the mind, for the energetic or spiritual war that we all face each day of our lives. The ancient writers weren't simply preaching morality, they were teaching energetic self-mastery. The same discipline found in Taoist sexual alchemy, yogic Kundalini, Buddhist Tantra, Hermetic practice, and the serpentine symbology of Greece, Egypt, and the North. The armour is the structure that allows the energy to rise safely. It is the stabilising framework that prevents the inner fire from scattering or burning the practitioner. To put on the armour of God is to fortify the body, refine the breath, and awaken the bio-electromagnetic field, preparing the vessel for its true energetic potential. The loins girded with truth refer to the disciplined conservation of the creative energy at its source. This is the generative, reproductive fire at the base of the body, the foundation of every ascetic tradition. When correctly preserved and directed with intention, it becomes the regenerative pool that allows the powerful creative force to rise safely to the head centre. The breastplate of righteousness is the heart, the generator of the body's strongest electromagnetic field. When the heart is calm and strong, fortified by correct diet, practice, and intention, it becomes a shield against intrusive, negative influences. Far from being moralistic, this is about physiology and psychology. The feet bound with the readiness of peace represent grounding, the ability to stay centered, stable, at peace with oneself and the world, and electrically connected to the earth beneath our feet. Without grounding, energy rises chaotically. With grounding, the entire system becomes steady and responsive. The shield of faith is not blind belief. It is knowledge and experience. Experience of the sacred energy flowing through the nervous system. The energy that strengthens the electromagnetic field around the body. This field is measurable. It extends far beyond the skin. It interacts with the environment. And when the nervous system is enhanced through creative energy work, it becomes a literal shield against pathogens, viruses, and psychological doubts and negative influences. The helmet of salvation guards the head center, the seat of perception, focus, and illumination. In every tradition, this location reappears under different guises. The Ajna chakra of Vedic teachings, the yin tang of the Taoists, the cyclopean eye of the Greeks, the poised royal uraeus of Egyptian nobility, and the shining brow of Taliesin in Welsh Druidic lore, each pointing toward the same awakening of the inner eye of enhanced perception. This is where attention is refined, where thought becomes clear, and where the practitioner learns to see without distortion or distraction. The sword of the spirit is the vertical axis, the central column, the awakened spinal column. Many traditions describe this inner weapon: Odin's spear, Moses' staff, Arthur's sword. They are the yogic Shushumna and the Taoist central channel. The sword is consciousness sharpened. It is the ability to cut through the illusion and direct the rising current with precision, bringing improved health, increased well-being, and enhanced cognitive abilities. The electromagnetic field around the body is the shield of faith in energetic form. The heart generates this field, expanding and contracting with breath, posture, movement, and directed intention. It is a protective aura shaped by ascetic disciplines. The spine is the sword-like conduit for the ascending, increased energetic charge. When the lower centers are stabilized and fortified by sexual alchemy, this current rises. This is the sword of the spirit, the blade of inner strength, vitality, and advanced consciousness. So, what if the armour of God was never only about metal plates or battlefield courage? What if it was an encrypted description of the awakened human body, a guide to activating the nervous system, strengthening the electromagnetic shield around the heart, and drawing the inner sword of the spine until consciousness becomes sharp enough to pierce the veil? Because this is the birthright of every human being: to awaken the inner armour, to refine the creative force, and to rise into the full stature of what we are. The ancient writers were pointing to a truth we have all long forgotten, or perhaps been distracted from: that the body is not a cage but a gateway, not a burden but a vessel built for illumination. The armour of God is the framework of that potential, and when we learn to activate it, we will finally remember who we were always meant to become.